Hey, what is happening? It's Carl from Who Are These Podcasts. I want to let you know you can catch us live in Nashville on Saturday, May 14th. I will be there. Croge, Trucker Andy, Vinny, producer Chris, Dr. Steve Shuley, Egar, Jen from the Jingles Department, both our review girls, Vic and Casey. Go to WATPlive.com and you can purchase tickets. Check us out in Nashville on May 14th, WATPlive.com. Stuttering John has decided that he knows all about copyright law.
Oh, good.
Which is really funny.
Yeah.
He starts off his latest beer on the balcony with this. This is great.
And as you can see, the banner. This show is copywritten by me. It is behind a paywall, so that's how it works. Now, without further ado.
All right, so he's got a banner running across the bottom that says copyright Stuttering John podcast.
And none of the capitalization is correct. It's all over the fucking place.
Of course, John wrote it.
Yeah, that's how that works.
And he goes, first off, he says it was copywritten.
Yeah.
It's copyrighted.
Yeah.
And then he goes, and I put the banner on here. So this is copyrighted, so you can't use it. That's how that works. Well, no, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
So, John, you're dealing with an adult. I'm an adult man. I'm not an idiot. I know how copyright works. You're the one who doesn't.
Yeah.
In fact, I even sent that video clip to an attorney I'm friends with. And I just wrote, hey, just real quick, is this how this works? And the response was, nope. Nope.
Not even
that
close.
legal terminology.
No, that's how that works. So he brings on the great Doug Stanhope. Great guest, by the way. Congrats, John. Like I say, guys should subscribe to Beer on the Balcony. This is an infomercial for Beer on the Balcony. Doug Stanhope. Very good comedian.
Yeah.
And when he comes on, the first thing he does is correct John.
I'm honored to call him a friend. Ladies and gentlemen, Doug Stanhope. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. And it's copywritten, not copyrighted, not copywritten.
Oh, thank you very much. I was trying to do everything at once. This is the first time I'm actually using these banners because, even though this is behind a paywall, these idiots post it, and I'm getting sick of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so that grammar clusterfuck of a banner just runs the whole time?
It does.
Oh my God.
No, it's great though. It's great for Croge because at a certain point he does turn it off.
Yeah.
Because he feels like, all right, that's run enough now. They get the points. That's all I need to do to legally make this a copyrighted material.
Yeah, it'll sink in then.
Yeah, it's so fucking funny.
And not only is the capitalization is a mess, the punctuation is a mess too.
Yeah.
There's fucking miscellaneous
It's a
periods
disaster.
strewn about.
It's written
That
in
is a
crayon.
Yeah, it's a fucking disaster of a sentence.
It is something else. All right.
Oh
let's
my
listen
God.
to John try to compliment Doug Stanhope. Now, I don't know Doug Stanhope super well, but I'm a big fan of his. I
Yeah.
love his comedy, and I've heard him on lots of shows, and I've seen him do stand up. I get the sense that Doug's not one of these guys who needs people praising him all the time.
Yeah.
He's one of these guys that he's pretty comfortable in what he does. He's got he's a unique talent. He's got his shtick. He's got his voice. And John complimenting him is awkward for everyone if John could even talk, which of course he cannot.
And you are a great comic. And you know what? So many comics, they look up to you. I mean, I have even on your Wikipedia, they compare your style to Bill Burr and Bill Hicks.
Even his Wikipedia says that he's a good comedian. Can you believe it?
Oh my God.
You know what? What's more polite is saying "fuck you, dude."
What a weird thing to say. They compare you, and it has to be two Bills, I guess, for some reason. Like, well, yeah, Bill Burr, Bill Hicks. I understand why both of those are used in this for whatever reason.
Oh, just the Wikipedia thing.
Doug Stanhope is not impressed by what's written on his wiki page.
No, Doug Stanhope, born March 25th. Oh,
John's
your
reading it
birthday
to
was
him.
yesterday. Happy birthday.
Yeah, maybe that's why I'm drinking water today.
Is an American stand-up comedian, author, political activist, and podcast host. His stand material favors caustic and often obscene observations of life in the style of Bill Hicks and Bill Burr while he delivers while consuming alcohol. And I love, you know why I love that? I'll tell you, Doug, because you're one of the ones like me. Like, I'll drink on stage.
Don't compare yourself to Doug Stanhope. just because you both drink on stage.
Oh my fucking God. You know, we're just like each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude, there's this porn star who smokes cigarettes after sex. I'm just like that porn star.
Oh
I also like a
my
cigarette
God.
after sex.
I can't fucking believe I just watched him read the Wikipedia summary to the guy's face.
Well, it's almost like he knew that we made fun of him for not doing any research on loons. So he's like, I'm going to do all my research on Doug Stanhope.
I'll do it fresh on the spot.
He reads his birthday. Hey, that was yesterday. He's like, yeah, all right. What are we doing?
You can't even fucking imagine.
Remember that time I remembered your birthday?
So then John has some crazy story about almost hooking up with a chick when he was married, which is, I want to get your genuine reaction to this, guys.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't wait to get out and get a little strange, if you will. You know, it was just like, oh, come on, man. I mean, I turned down Crystal Bernard from Wings, the hot blonde on Wings.
Oh yeah.
Because I was a guest star on that show, and she brought me back to the dressing room. She's like, "What's a cute guy like you doing married?" And I could have, I was contemplating, but my wife happened to be in the green room with my kid who was a year old, and I'm like, "Nah, I can't do this." You have children, Doug?
Children are great.
Dude, John's story was, I could have fucked this hot chick. There were just a couple of problems with it.
Yeah.
A, I'm married. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
B, my wife was in the room next door. And C, my 1-year-old was with my wife in the room next door.
Super annoying.
Yeah. Cock blocking kids.
Oh my
Bunch of
God.
cock blocks, these fucking kids. Do you have kids, Doug? Or are you actually getting laid? What's going
Are
on?
they cock blockers?
Oh my God. I could have fucked the hot chick from that TV show because she smiled at me. If my kid wasn't behind a hollow wooden door right outside there.
What a weird fucking
Oh my God.
humble brag that is.
Oh
Also,
my God.
getting back to the show prep, how does he not know Doug Stanhope doesn't have kids?
Yeah, that's like
I mean,
those
that's
major-
that's a thing that you would know about Doug Stanhope.
He hasn't gone that far.
Oh,
No, obviously not.
oh my fucking God.
I just have a few more from this beer on the balcony, and I have some other things that I want to
Yeah.
talk about from this week. But John, as we know, has had issues with his internet connection from time to time.
Yeah, even
You
though he's
know?
a big shot.
I don't know if Juan's paying the Spectrum bills. I don't know what's going on with
Yeah.
that. But that doesn't stop John from accusing other people of having shitty internet.
You're freezing up a lot, and I don't know.
I am, or because you are.
I'm not the one who's freezing up. You're the one who's freezing up. See, John, the way this works is that on his end, you're freezing up, and on your end, he's freezing up. And he's like, no, I'm not the one who's freezing up. You're the one who's freezing up. You're fucking this all up. So now John's forced to kill time because
good.
Doug's
Good,
going to
good.
reconnect and move to a different room.
Good.
And I love that when we talk about Stuttering John and we talk about like even Opie going like, I run laps around this guy as a podcaster. He's not a podcaster. He's not a broadcaster.
Yeah.
He's not good at this type of thing. And that's why we love John. He's so bad
Oh God.
at this.
Yeah.
And this is just one of those perfect examples of that.
Let's see. Yeah. Well, I guess this will. Do 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 do.
That was it.
He turned up his copyright banner.
Pick a card.
All right.
All right.
He didn't have anything. He could have talked to the chat or asked Benny Loco what's up or something.
Nothing but trolls.
Just staring at his own reflection in the screen, singing do 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 twiddling his thumbs.
All right, so
Good
this is
God.
going back to a regular episode during the week. So,
Yeah.
John, this is legal for. Oh no, did I just say that?
Oh,
This is legal for me to play because it's not behind a paywall. Because that's how that works.
because that's how it works. Yeah,
Fucking idiot.
we've all learned that now.
Oh, okay. This is 10 minutes into the show. All right, and this is what happens.
Let's see. Okay.
John, that's 16 seconds long of you going, you're not good at this. You shouldn't do a live show.
But it never gets old.
Oh, I love it. I
He's
love it.
not.
He'll never learn.
He's not what you would call a born entertainer.
No,
Just doesn't have it in him.
there's not an ounce of charisma in this guy.
No.
I was going back. I was watching the old Tonight Show stuff when he was on the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
And they did a bit when his movie One Too Many came out.
Mhm.
And they had this guy, Ross the intern.
I
And-
saw that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you watched
Yeah,
that too. So they had Ross the intern go to the premiere of One Too Many.
Yeah.
And the running gag from this bit on the Tonight Show was watching people leave before the movie had ended.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Ross the intern's just standing out in the lobby, and people are walking out as soon as the movie started. Hey,
Yeah.
where are you guys going? They're like, oh, we're just going into the car for a second. They're like, everyone's like trying to sneak out. And then even John leaves his own movie
Yeah. Yeah.
before
Amazing.
it's over. But my point was, I'm sorry, I got lost in why that was funny. My point was, even back then, John on the Tonight Show is such an ancillary character. Like, he didn't have any charisma. He just sat there, and they're like, so we went and saw John's movie, and he's talking to Ross the intern, this character on
Yeah.
the show, and they're just looking at John. John's going, yeah. Can you believe this idiot made a movie? Yeah, and he's just like, he did nothing. So let's get into behind the scenes. Everyone likes behind the scenes stuff,
Yes.
and that's why we're doing this live stream now with Who Are These Podcasts. You can watch us actually record the show.
See how the sausage is
If you're
made.
a Patreon member on Supercast, you can log in. Actually, I should mention, not just watch the show live, I leave it up there. So if you want to go back and watch us do this at any point, you can go back and watch this.
Oh, you can see how the fudge is packed.
You can see
How the slide whistle works.
not the saying, but okay. So this is John talking about behind the scenes. He's going to DC and he just needs to get some press credentials.
I'm going to DC in April. Actually, was on the phone with the press department in DC. I had to make a couple of phone calls. First, I was on the phone with print. Then I was on the phone with the Senate's office. Then they gave me a number for TV and radio. So I have to give them a call today or tomorrow. So I will certainly but I will be there in April. Gonzo is going to meet me there and help me out. Mexicali Maggie, thanks for the $5, John. I don't get paid until April. Sorry, so cheap. Love the show. Look, anything helps, and no one's has to do it. Type me, but I do appreciate it because I do have a lot of money to spend when I go to DC. Fat Chance, MG Daniel. If I have to put up a crew, if I have to get, at a hotel, the Amtrak's not too much, but I also got to get, I got to get a crew, the hotel, the flight, it all adds up. Kimberly Glons, Chris Derrickson. I'd like to get press credentials, though. Jackie Hobson.
So John is a grifter, like no different than a TV evangelist.
Yeah.
Evangelist,
Yeah,
evangelist,
Yeah,
There you go. Yeah.
evangelist.
Yeah.
Perfect. He's no different than a TV evangelist, except for he doesn't make money,
Yeah.
right?
And he's begging for the most basic of shit.
like literally, there was a person on there who just gave him $5 and said, "I'm really sorry, this is all I have." So these are the people who should not be donating money
Yeah.
to Stuttering John. If $5 is like, I didn't get paid yet, this is all the money that I have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like John shouldn't be grifting from these people. It's not a
Yeah.
good look.
I know Mexicali Maggie's gonna have to switch to a cheaper bologna.
This is going to be a failure.
Yeah.
This whole trip to DC, he's talking about like, it's going to be expensive. I got to get a crew together. I got to do this. I got to do that. It's like, maybe have a business model first.
Well, we still want him to have the trip.
Oh, I do.
Well,
I want this to happen.
and I hope he has a trip. If any of this is to be believed, which I think all of it is very suspect. So again, if we're taking him at his word, he's booked a flight without having a place to stay or knowing how he's going to get around town. He just
Right.
knows some guy is going to meet him there.
Right.
And he also
A guy named Gonzo.
yeah.
It doesn't go well.
And it sounds like, and again, taking him at his word, that he called up the Senate and pretended to be a print journalist.
Yeah.
Is that what we just heard?
Yeah.
He's a newspaper columnist.
Apparently.
And now he's going to call the TV and radio division. They just are giving him phone numbers to call, which he'll get to eventually, I guess.
Yeah, it's an air tomorrow.
So is he going to pretend to be a TV and radio journalist? Does he think that just anybody on YouTube is going to get credentials and access to Senate events or something? How does he think any of this works?
I don't know, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing the end product from
Yeah.
all of this.
And I hope we get a lot of behind the scenes material. You know what I mean?
I hope so. I'd be surprised if we do, but we will see. All right. So then he brings on his guest, Tony Michaels. And Tony Michaels is a guy who's never been on a show before, but you're going to be surprised. Super liberal. He has a guest on who's really into liberal politics.
Speaking of brainless people who wear red hats, there's a 7-hour gap in between the call log at the White House, but there's about a 7-hour gap between the Cheeto dust mobster's ears. That's what I call Donald Trump.
Did everyone get that joke?
Damn.
Did he say there's a 7-hour gap between his ears?
Yeah.
Wouldn't like a 7-inch gap, or like wouldn't it be like a measurement of distance rather than time?
Well, Einstein did say that time and space are related, Carl. So,
All right, let's hear that one again.
Yeah.
From this hilarious jokester.
But picture quantum mechanics while you're here.
Okay.
About a 7-hour gap between the Cheeto dust mobster's ears. That's what I call Donald Trump. So I like the video that they did yesterday. I take it that you liked it too.
Yeah, I discovered those guys. Did you know that?
All right, so now John's taking credit for the Midas Touch brothers.
I discovered those.
He said that he discovered them. So I went ahead and I went to their wiki page, Midas Touch.
Yeah.
A control find for the word stuttering and John, nowhere to be found.
Oh.
Not on the page at all. Like,
Are you saying
whoever wrote that wiki page doesn't realize that John discovered them?
that Stuttering John is trying to big time someone? Because I won't stand for that, Carl.
So what's funny is that even though he discovered Midas Touch, John's not on their network. This guy is.
Shit.
I feel that John's a little bit bitter about it.
I mean, they have a billion shows on their network, although they haven't asked me. You're on the network.
I am. So we recently partnered with Midas Touch. We do a 2-hour show every single weekday.
All right.
Yeah, he sounds a little better there.
Yeah, he goes, I discovered that without even on the network. This guy does a show 5 days a week, and he uses their Facebook feed. So he goes through the Midas Touch brothers, and I just want to break down, because this is political talk, I want to show what level of political discourse we're at with these people. And look, I'm not trying to turn this into left versus right, Democrats versus Republicans. None of that is going on here. I just want to show these people happen to be Democrats, happen to be liberal, but I just want to show how dumb they are when it comes to politics. And it starts with them talking about this "Don't Say Gay" bill in Florida, which, we all know about. And this guy is very excited that they won the messaging on this bill. The Democrats did.
We see the Democrats are horrible at messaging, right?
Yep.
But the one thing that Republicans in Florida are absolutely pissed off about the bill that they just signed. They signed the bill. They put it in the law. That's right. The reason why they're mad, like I posted, did you see Ron Perlman's video where he basically called DeSantis a POS? So I posted that on TikTok on my account to spread it around a bit to show everyone what Ron DeSantis really is. And the one comment I got was, "Oh, it doesn't say 'don't say gay' in the bill." Like, they're so mad the Democrats won the messaging on that, right?
Okay. So it's true. It doesn't say "don't say gay" in the bill. You could also easily say "don't groom children" bill. Basically it's like children 5 to 7 years old, don't talk about sexual intercourse in any way. They don't need to hear about this shit. Don't sexualize children is the whole point of this in school anyway. So he just said, he goes, yeah, we got away, the Democrats did, with calling the "don't say gay" bill, which fucks everybody up because it makes it sound like it's something different than what it actually is. And we've won the messaging strategy. And then they play this from Ron Perlman and don't understand what he just said.
This is Ron Perlman talking about, this is his open letter to Ron DeSantis.
Yes, it's hilarious. And true, by the way.
Good morning, Governor DeSantis. Ron here. Don't say gay. Don't say as the first two words in a sentence spoken by a political leader of a state in the United States of America. Don't say. Don't fucking say, you fucking Nazi pig. Say. First Amendment. Read about it. Then run for office. You piece of shit. Good morning, Governor DeSantis. Ron here.
Playing it on a loop.
Oh, it's so fantastic. Spot on. Ron was about Ron DeSantis, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Oh, my
no,
God.
and I'm so happy that you told me to play that because, I mean, that's awesome.
You
And it's
Nazi
like,
pig.
you know, I love how people will enlighten me. Like, that's a great point. Don't say. I mean,
Right.
you know, I mean, that's going against the First Amendment.
That's right.
All these right-wing loons all they care about is protecting the Second Amendment. They can give a frog's fat ass about the first one, I guess.
So John got confused in his own argument. Did you hear that? Yeah. It's not that don't say gay bill. The Democrats created that. And then they're like, hey, you signed that bill into law. Don't say gay. That's against the First Amendment. Like, dude, that's not what it is. Like, did you lose track of your argument on this one? Are you that stupid? Like, that's the level of political discourse on these shows that Stuttering John and this retard is doing. And I don't know who's watching this shit.
Well,
If you're into politics, you can't watch this shit. You would be like, okay, these people are idiots.
the fact that they played this video and the video is just one guy calling another guy a prick.
Yeah.
And using like monosyllabic words. And then they're like, that was enlightening.
That was enlightening. Yeah. I learned from that video.
I've never heard one guy call another guy a prick like that before. That was great. Really?
It's really funny because after that, John goes on to explain a debate he's having at his pub, Scotland Yard, that he hangs out at.
Boy.
And I always love when people want to introduce how smart they were in an argument at a bar to someone else. So he goes, yeah, I'm talking to these idiots at the bar and they think that Will Smith's Oscar should be taken away. And I'm like, oh, do you think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame? Oh, you do? Oh, gotcha. Am I right? He's talking to this guy like they're buddies. Like, see, I got over on those guys at the pub. I'm so smart.
God.
Fucking idiots.
Oh, fuck.
And he ends that with conservatives don't care about the First Amendment. Right. That's why Rumble exists and every other fucking alternative platform that they've all been kicked off of. All right. So let's go to another episode. And this is John getting trolled, which is always one of my favorite things.
Baby Yoda, thanks for the $2. No, and then I get a horrible troll. It's
Oh, I love the trolls. Do you like the trolls, John? I love the trolls.
nah, it's just when they say stuff about my transgender kid, it's
Oh, I see. So
it's-
when they go after kids, they're no longer a troll. They're an asshole. And
Yeah.
assholes need to be
Yeah.
let out of the building with their head opening the door. I want to go.
but it's cowardice because they do
Right.
it anonymously. If that idiot
Mhm.
would do it to my face,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Well,
Go
let
to
me
one
tell
of
you
my-
something. Let me tell you something about the Chris Rock, Will Smith.
Go to
thing.
one of my gigs and do it to my face, and then we'll see how tough you are.
Right.
John's inviting people to confront him. He does it all the time. This is going to happen at some point. Someone's going to confront him and he's going to play the victim. John, you've been asking people to punch you out at the pub, at your comedy shows.
He's also inviting people to his gigs, which is good.
That is a good idea, actually.
And
just tell him at the door you're there to punch me. I mean, see me.
Are you +1?
This poor guy, the whole time, he's like, okay, but what I want to talk about is, okay, but what I really want,
Yeah, right.
okay, but let's move on to, like, he's trying to somehow steer this into, like, some sort of human conversation, kind of.
Well,
right?
you saw that John got distracted by the chat.
Yeah.
And he starts reading. He's not reading out loud. And he goes, oh, it's a troll. And then he immediately goes to, they're talking about my trans kid. Let me read you the comment because I went to the video and I looked at the comment that he was reading when this happened.
Yeah.
It's from hot single Vietnamese teacher.
Ooh, she's single?
And it says, I think this slap was a CIA psyop to distract people from the fact that there are U.S. biological labs in Ukraine. John reads that and says, oh, you're talking about my kids, my transgender kid. He loves to play the transgender card to make himself the victim, even when the person who was commenting had nothing to do with his kid or transgender or anything.
First off, wasn't that your story on last week's Creep Off?
Yes.
That's what he was reading. That said, okay, it's wild, and
It's wild.
he gets so set off and angry, and like I said, this guy's like trying to at least but let's
This gets funnier
Oh,
because Carla H gives him a super chat.
Ooh.
Yeah, check this out.
Carla H, thanks for the $2. Have you ever been attacked by an audience member? I have never. And I've made mistakes, on stage. I mean, like, I guess
For people who aren't watching, there was a time when we were doing the show and the Discord was photoshopping me in a lot of different ways.
Oh,
And this is the female version of me
oh,
that Carla
God.
H is using
Oh my God.
as their avatar.
have you ever been attacked by an audience member? I have never. And I've made mistakes, on stage. I mean, like, I guess the biggest one, Tony, that I've always been embarrassed about. I asked a woman once, how many months pregnant she was, and she wasn't pregnant.
Oh, fuck, buddy. Oh, my God, man. That's the one thing you don't do.
No, it's the one thing he does do. He's an idiot. I think that's
Got the
that's pretty
biggest laugh
clear.
for that one, too.
All right. So John compares himself to Will Smith, but he says that unlike Will Smith, he actually has restraint.
Oh.
And he can prove it with this example. The funny thing about Stuttering John is that we've been watching him pretty closely for a couple of years now. And so most of the stories he tells I've heard before,
Yeah.
but every now and again, he brings one out that's brand new that we've never heard before.
Howard Stern, while he was my boss, told me to abort my child because I
Really?
wasn't fit to be a father.
Oh my God.
Now, I'll tell you, it took every ounce of my being to not get up and freaking punch the pelican in the face for saying that.
Oh, bitch, bitch, bitch.
I wish he would bring that up more often. That's such a
Yeah.
horrible thing that happened.
Did that really happened? I'm surprised you never said that before. That's wild.
Every ounce of my being not to abort that.
And then after he says that, he talks about getting Chris Rock on the show as a guest. Good luck with that, John. If you get Chris Rock on the show, I'd be very impressed.
Well, Chris Rock's tickets are going for thousands of dollars now.
Yes.
I'm sure he'd be happy to go in front of a dozen people. on
Yeah, I'm
there
sure he needs to
without
promote it to Stuttering
Yeah,
John.
yeah.
For sure. All right, so then they talk about what Chris Rock should have done.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry. That's how I labeled it here. I believe this is what they think Will Smith should have done. This is interesting. This is an angle I will tell you I have not heard. I've heard a lot of people comment on this situation. I have not heard this angle.
Really? If Will Smith, because he ruined his whole reputation now.
Right.
Really? If he would have just, like John Fugelsang said on this show, if he would have just grabbed the mic and said, Chris, my wife suffers from alopecia. I'm sure you didn't know that, but it was wrong. I wish you'd take it back. And honey, I love you.
Right.
He would have been a hero.
Oh, yeah. Well, or he would have said something like, my wife suffers from alopecia, and there's many people around the world that do, and it's an insensitive joke. I don't think you should tell it. I think you should apologize to the world, Chris. And if you apologize, I think the world should accept your apology. And sat back down, and then Chris Rock could have,
he would have apologized. He would have said,
and he would have riffed on it, and he would have made it lighthearted, good-hearted, and he would have made it funny too, because it's Chris Rock.
These people are fucking idiots.
Wow.
Will Smith should have ran up there, grabbed the mic out of his hand, and said, that joke hurts people's feelings. And you should, as a comedian, never hurt anyone's feelings. How
Give a
dare you?
shout out. Oh, hey, honey.
How dare you, sir? And then Chris Rock would have said, I didn't realize I was hurting people's feelings.
Yes.
And I promise I will never do that again. I don't know what came over me just now. Chris Rock didn't even write that joke.
No.
It was handed to him.
It's not even a joke.
It's not even a good joke. It wasn't even a good joke. These fucking idiots. Have you heard that take before?
No.
You should have grabbed the mic out of his hand and
Yeah.
explained to him why that's not a funny joke.
Oh
Could you
my
imagine if
God.
at comedy shows that actually happened? But not just like insulting people, just like people come up and just like, the reason why that joke didn't land is you need to like wait another beat before you tell the, oh, thank you, audience member. Great. Yeah. Can everyone else give me notes after the show, not during it?
Chris,
This guy wants you to
I've
come
written
during
down
the
my
show.
feelings on this paper about
Fucking idiot. So John's been getting trolled this entire show, and then Benny Loco, as moderator, finally shows up just to get reprimanded.
Benny Loco, where you been? Thanks for the $10. If you're here and you haven't hit the thumbs up, what the heck you waiting for? I could have used you today there, Benny. I've been getting troll after troll. They're really loving me.
So wait,
It costs $10 to be his moderator.
Benny Loco has to work for him and give him $10, and she still gets scolded for. How does this work? How the fuck does that work?
Thanks for the $10. You're fired.
Wow.
Holy shit.
What a scam he is running over
It is something else. I have to give him credit for it. All right. So we've been goofing on the fact that John's going to go to DC, and even if he gets these press credentials, you know, the print one, the other two,
Yeah.
let's say that he gets there and he gets in front of like Mitch McConnell,
Oh, yeah. Press conference.
you know, and he gets to finally ask Mitch McConnell these questions. And all right, listen, we don't have Fred, we don't have Jackie, we don't have Howard writing these jokes.
That's right.
But do you think for a second, Croge, that these aren't going to be just as funny as the jokes that he would ask celebrities back when he was on the Howard Stern show? Get ready to hold your sides
boy.
as he tells you this is a little tease of some of the jokes that are going to come out with Mitch McConnell.
Well, I want to ask, you know, Mitch McConnell all questions that revolve around a turtle. Like Mitch, you know, when you masturbate, is that called turtle waxing? Mitch, is this whole thing between you and, you know, between you and Nancy Pelosi, is that like a shell game you're playing there? It's going to be all like, you know, Mitch, you know, why don't you come out of your shell and say something nice about, you know, Joe Biden? You know, it's going to be all about turtles. Is this whole thing, is it everything going on in politics now kind of like the tortoise and the hare? It's going to be all turtle jokes. And I'll see how long that it'll take him to finally realize I'm freaking turtling him.
All right. I am not a fan of Mitch McConnell or career politicians in general. I guarantee Mitch McConnell is way smarter than Stuttering John and will not fall for any of this horse shit. He thinks he's going to play out over 7 or 8 questions, and then eventually he's going to be like, hey, wait a second.
And just one more thing.
I know. Does he think he's going to get like a sit down interview, like a 30-minute,
like 60 minutes,
folks?
Yeah. He's going to be on 60 minutes with Mitch McConnell.
Right.
Yeah, those folks do that like once or twice a year, if at all. I mean, that shit is. This guy's.
Hold
out
on
of
a
his fucking
second.
mind.
He's got more turtle
Oh,
jokes.
good.
I know you thought that he probably blew his wand there. No, he's got more.
He can win me over.
Mitch, if you fall over, could you get back up?
I like the turtle jokes. I like it. So when are you doing this?
Are you into
tour?
tortoise reform?
Tortoise reform? Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, you gotta have tortoise reform. How would you?
No, it's gonna be all turtle jokes.
I like turtles.
This poor Tony Michaels guy has to sit there and listen to these and be like, oh yeah, no, that's also good. Yep, that's a pretty good one right there.
If you look closely, you can see in his eyes him questioning life itself.
Yes, correct. He's like, him and I agree on things. That can't be good.
You know,
How did I get here?
I could sit here for 27 more minutes, or I could kill myself. And it's looking pretty tempting
Although
right now.
I gotta say, John gave me some good ideas for the roast of Vinnie Paulino. All pizza jokes.
Oh, there you go.
All pizza jokes. You know, Vinny's girlfriend in high school was a pizza face. Not because she had zits, because she was a pizza.
Oh!
Actually, I might use that. That's actually not
that's
too
not
bad. All right. The last clip that I have from Stuttering John is he tries to tell both this Tony Michaels guy and the Army Major Richard Ojeda a Norm Macdonald joke.
Oh, boy.
Now, what we know about Stuttering John is that he fancies himself a comic.
He does for some reason.
Right. And he gets very offended if you say he's not a professional comic. Like, that's what he does. He's a comic. He tours the world, tours the country. He tells jokes for a living. So I have a feeling that this Norm Macdonald joke is going to go off without a hitch. He's going to just nail it.
And it's not hard.
It reminds me of and it's not a politically correct joke, but Norm Macdonald does this great joke, and I'll just share it with you. And you know, I love Norm, and he wasn't always politically correct. So just this is, don't quote me on this, but this was his joke. It was so funny because he goes, so a guy walks into a store and he goes, "Hey, do you have any Polish sausage?" And then the guy goes, "Are you Polish?" And he goes, "Why would you think that? Because I want Polish sausage. So if I ask for if I ask for some Irish soda bread, does that mean I'm Irish? If I ask for some Swedish meatballs, does that mean I'm Swedish? If I ask for some Italian, if I ask for some Polish, if I ask for some Italian sausage, does that make me Italian?" And then the guy behind the counter goes, "No, it's because you're at a hardware store." I can't do it justice, but it's Norm,
Right.
My uncle, who molested us on a weekly basis, was told better jokes than Stuttering John, and I liked him more.
You call that a cock, Carl?
He was more pleasant to be around than Stuttering John Melendez. Holy shit!
Is he just gonna choke on his own tongue eventually?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
looking
he
that
has
way.
so much suffocating words out of his mouth.
He's a living Yosemite Sam.
Oh, it's bad. It's so bad.
Oh boy, let's talk about what's going on with March Badness
Oh yeah.
real quick. We got to get to our current round and see what's doing. All right. Round 3, we had the Fat Lip versus the Jacked Up Review Show. The Fat Lip wins 56-24.
Wow.
So the Fat Lip has made it to the round of 3. This is the quarterfinals versus Opie Radio squeaking by Financial Feminist 49-33.
Ooh, that's a tough bracket right there.
That is a tough one. Who's going to come out of that one? Man Cow versus Call Her Daddy. Call Her Daddy takes that one 50-29. Stuttering John versus Tiger Belly. Wow, is that a romp? Stuttering John 74-7.
Belly on belly action.
Sarah Silverman versus Birdcast. Sarah Silverman with an easy victory there.
She is funnier.
She's in the quarterfinals. And then I thought this was interesting. The Jerry Banfield Show versus Two Bears, One Cave. So Bert shows up again.
Yeah.
Two Bears, One Cave wins in overtime.
Ah,
40-40 was the vote. I don't know how they gave it to Two Bears, One Cave.
so that's another tough bracket. Two Bears, One Cave versus Sarah Silverman.
That could go either way.
How could you even decide what
Who's
was
the
worse
favorite
out
in
of
that
those?
one? I don't know.
Those are the two of the worst things that have ever happened in the
cave.
human race.
Well, and then the final bracket comes down to Tom Myers winning 73-9 over How Did This Get Made versus the Briefcase taking out Free Beer and Hot Wings easily. So these are our two podcasts that rolled in the round before it. Now they got some stiff competition up against each other. So those are the 8 finalists.
Wow. How do people vote on this?
March Badness. You go to this URL right here, which you can find on my Twitter. You can also find it in the show notes of this episode or the last episode.
Fantastic.
And you can go and vote on who you think should win March Badness. Croche,
Yeah.
what have we done today?
Did we do anything?
We've done it all.
Oh, I guess we had.